Hey, Visas, Monkey here. So, what is censorship? Don't mind that. Alright, now, as some of you may or may not know, the hit show Puppet Squad started on 2 individual channels, and some of the episodes were in fact censored. So, what is censorship? Censorship is the idea of using noises or substitutes to prevent exposing those less tolerant and more vulnerable to inappropriate language and/or activity. Oh yeah, and I also forgot about pixelated imagery. That too. But, with that being said, let's talk about when and where censorship should and should not be applied. Or, shall I say, when it's necessary. Let's start with where it should be used. When inappropriate language and or imagery is present in something meant for the not so tolerant. Like for example, see that? That's a prime example. Let's get a few more and observe by watching the old censored versions of those early episodes of our show.
And everyone hates you! I don't even know what the you were thinking.
Eunice, But sometimes censorship is just not necessary. When you apply censorship to, say, a normal conversation or normal activities, you can in fact have the absolute opposite effect of what you are trying to achieve and make it look very inappropriate and just frankly straight up wrong. Whatever you in this 8,000-pound that I just bought, I will. Now, as you just saw with that clip of the very lovely Mr. Least, who is in absolutely no way just me, censorship is sometimes just not necessary. However, you can also opt to aim for a tolerant audience, or as the media will say, adult audience, by just not using censorship. Fucking piece of shit! Roll the tape! Alright, so I was originally gonna do a bit where I sang that song where it's just a bunch of swears, but I don't know the fucking lyrics, so I'm gonna go take a shit and just get the fuck out of cocksucker. So are you getting the gist of censorship yet? It's present everywhere. Sometimes it's in video games, most of the times it's probably in movies or kid-friendly YouTube videos, but fuck that! Sometimes you just gotta do whatever you gotta do. And with that being said, come on! Now that we've discussed what censorship is, let's go down a rabbit hole, shall we? Censorship is mostly a good thing, but sometimes people have to ruin it. And, let's dive into a little bit of history about censorship. Censorship was originating in America at the 1620s, or something like that, at least according to the first page of Google. Now, the reason it was invented was, well, not reason, I guess, purpose, but, kind of the same thing. The purpose was for the legal right to ban certain books from being read in the United States, probably in the education system. Kind of messed up, if you ask me. Now, why would you need to censor books and ban them? Many possible reasons, some of which include themes of bigotry, such as racism, sexual misconduct. The author was a piece of shit. Man, I don't know. And with that being said, that concludes our history and dive into what and when censorship is. Ignore that. And with today's lesson concluded, this is me, Monkey from Visas, signing off.
Hey guys, it's me, Zach, or Gold Pikmin, and as is usual with these anniversary videos, I just want to take a segment at the end, stop and say big thanks to everyone. Big thanks to you guys who watch our videos, give us ideas, and encourage them. A big thanks to our guest, who's often on the channel, Glitchmaster, especially with this, because if we didn't have his help this time, for the 2 days we were recording this, then we legitimately don't know if we would have been able to do it, because despite the fact that the skit was very short, for half the time we had to record it, one of us was pretty sick and we needed the help, so thanks there. And the biggest thanks of all has got to go to our editor Julie for helping design some of the more complicated effects when Puppet Squad needs it, but also just for other stuff on the channel as well. For example, the security breach playthrough. Everyone probably remembers that those videos came out every day consecutively, and when she was talking to me during that whole process, she was telling me her whole day was basically wake up, put the part that just finished saving from the previous day on Cringe O'Clock, give it a thumbnail, give it all the details, and then schedule it for premiere, then get to editing the current episode that needs to go up the next day, edit that, start the saving process around the time she goes to sleep through the very long saving process, and then it was just a whole loop. And she also just helps with some of the more complicated effects, like thumbnails that require animated aspects, editing some of videos like our gameplay. And yeah, she probably deserves the biggest amount of thanks, because she's probably putting in just as much, if not more work than we do into the stuff we upload. But yeah, Puppet Squad is 3 years old, and every time I think about it, I'm just like, holy crap. This show started off with some stupid videos that we alternatively uploaded between me and Winter's channels, and then we decided, hey, let's make a collab channel for the stuff we make together for Cringe O'Clock. And then naturally, that came with mass uploading boatloads of videos from our channels that we wanted here, including more updated versions of the Puppet Squad, and then we ended up doing it again with the chronological seasonal movies, where they're an entire season, including the special, put together in chronological order with additional edits, lo-fi tracks in the background. Julie puts those together as well, so that's another thanks to her. And yeah, Puppet Squad as a show is definitely gonna stick around for quite a while. We're currently in the process of planning season 4. We've hit a point where we have a lot of really good ideas for episodes. We just don't know which one we want to try and do next, especially because some of them require a bit more complex setups than the previous seasons. Well, some do, some don't, but we also have to just figure out which one we want to do next, because another thing is stuff happens, say security breach comes out, and we need to devote our time to doing that instead of Puppet Squad. And despite being our main mascot show, Puppet Squad is kind of on a lower priority for us at times. But yeah, just to try and keep it as brief as possible, just again, thanks to everyone who watched the show. You know, they don't necessarily have to be a day one viewer, but like if you've been watching the show ever since, say, around the first anniversary, then absolutely biggest thanks to you. Because like when we made the first anniversary, it was like, dang, this is crazy. Now we're at the third, and it's just wild. So yeah, big thanks to you guys. You absolutely deserve it. I don't know if we'd be motivated enough to do stuff that we do now if it wasn't for the support you guys give us. And yeah, with that being said, this has been the third Puppet Squad anniversary. Thanks guys, and we'll see you all when we pick the show back up.